Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar on the impact of modern EDC in patient-centric trials. My name is Pooja, and I'll be your facilitator for today. We are thrilled to have you all here as we explore about the transformative role of electronic data capture systems in the landscape of clinical trials. Today, we'll be covering several key areas, including the role of EDC systems in supportive adaptive trial designs and handling complex study protocols, how to leverage and the real-time visibility provided by modern EDC systems to quickly identify and address enrollment challenges, and understanding what modern EDC comprises and how it facilitates data quality and integrity, ultimately leading to efficient trial management. Before we begin, a few housekeeping notes. This session will be recorded and all participants are on mute. If you have any questions, please use the Q&A section to submit your questions, and we'll take them up towards the end of the session. Please ensure your devices are on silent mode, and if you encounter any technical issues, do not hesitate to inform us in the chat. A recording of this webinar will be posted on our website, and along with this PDF of this presentation, we'll email it to all who have signed up. Moving ahead to today's flow of the session, we'll quickly cover a round of introductions about Cloudbyz, speakers, and then we'll delve into our topic. We'll end the session with the product demo and the Q&A round. Moving ahead, let me introduce our speaker panel for today. Firstly, we have Tunir, who is Life Sciences Solution Manager at Cloudbyz and has been associated with the industry for the past 8 years. Next, we have Ved, who works as a product manager at Cloudbyz and has been associated with the industry for the past 6 years. And I'm Pooja Sood, your host and coordinator for today. A quick introduction to Cloudbyz. Cloudbyz eClinical is one of the fastest growing unified clinical trial management solutions in the market. We are 100% built on Salesforce platform, which provides a unique advantage of being scalable, modular, and configurable as per your business requirements and processes. A unified eClinical solution helps customers across all sizes, right from Fortune 500 companies to agile and nimble startups, conduct clinical trials efficiently and bring life-saving therapies faster to market and improve patient lives. Globally, we are present in 3 countries, headquartered in Chicago, USA, with offices in Toronto and offshore delivery center in Bengaluru, India. This setup offers us a great advantage of servicing our customers across any time zone. Now, let me take you through our eClinical platform. Firstly, our flagship product, which is the CTMS, enables end-to-end project management of clinical trials. Next, we have the CTBM, which is our financial and budget management tool. Moving over to ETMF, it is a document management tool. And the EDC, which we'll explore more in detail today, is a data management product. Finally, safety and pharmacovigilance product, which manages clinical trial safety and post-marketing pharmacovigilance. In addition to this, we recently launched our cutting-edge AI platform, the clinicalwave.ai, which comprises of ClinRedact, ClinExtract, and ClinDicom, that helps clinical trial users redact and extract PHI and PII information across trial documents and DICE images. More importantly, all our products seamlessly integrate with any other products. And to know more, you can visit our website, cloudbyz.com, or you can book a demo by email us directly on info@cloudbyz.com. In terms of global safety regulations, our solutions are 100% compliant to FDA 21 CFR Part 11, GCP, HIPAA, and also Pledge 1%. As an organization, we are ISO 9001 and 27001 certified. And lastly, we are proud to be recognized by the Inc. 5000 as one of the fastest growing companies in America and Startup US as top 5 emerging pharmacovigilance startup. Now, without further ado, I will hand over to my colleague, Tunir. Tunir, over to you.
Sure. Thank you, Pooja, for setting the stage with the introductions about Cloudbyz and our products. I would now like to take the discussion forward by speaking for some time about the need for patient centricity in clinical trials and how it can be achieved through various best practices. Well, patient-centric trials as a topic of discussion has been around for quite some time now. But what do we really mean by it? Well, patient-centric trials, as the name suggests, puts the patient at the center of the trial design and every aspect of it. Well, quite rightly so, since they are its most important stakeholder. It prioritizes the preferences and the experiences of patients throughout the clinical research process. Achieving patient centricity involves four pillars, which are understanding the patients, meeting their needs, connecting with them, and finally engaging with them. And to achieve this, we need to focus on the following best practices, which is inclusive patient recruitment and partnering with certain advocacy groups. These advocacy groups do play a crucial role as they deeply understand their patients, and by collaborating with these groups, we can gain valuable feedback on our trial protocols. Next up is cultural sensitivity in protocol development, which is also essential. Organizations must have experts in patient centric behavioral science and design thinking, and they must apply these tools effectively while designing the trial protocols. Compliance with regulatory guidelines goes hand in hand, which is also very crucial. And finally, patient engagement through digital strategies or digital technologies is another game changer. Prioritizing patient reported outcomes allows patients to share insights on protocols or clinical protocols, helping in the designing of endpoints, testing feasibility, as well as that of informed consent. This involves empowering patients and increasing their engagement and ownership in their own care. Just to add here, the FDA's recent emphasis on patient reported outcomes highlight their importance in assessing functionality and the quality of life in clinical trials. So, to sum it up, patient input remains vital as trials progress. Their insights can lead to protocol modifications based on data and personal experiences, maximizing the trial's impact and its success. Ensuring that patients understand and engage in informed consent process is crucial, and definitely a patient should review the consent well in advance and provide feedback to make these documents clear as well as respectful of the patient's needs, reflecting a true patient-centered care. Okay, so we move to the next slide, please. So after having closely looked at what patient-centric trials entail, let's see what are the study objectives that these clinical studies seek to achieve and how EDCs or electronic data capture systems can help here. We'll start with the strategic objectives first. Seamless collaboration. Well, facilitating teamwork among stakeholders with real-time data sharing is essential for efficient clinical trials. An EDC system in this case provides collaboration tools that ensure everyone is on the same page, reducing miscommunication and delays. This seamless collaboration enables quicker issue resolution and helps in keeping the trials to run smoothly, which ultimately helps in improving the success rate of these trials. Secondly, accessible clinical data. Well, having instant visibility into clinical data is crucial for informed decision making process. And EDC systems here provide real-time access to data dashboards and reports, allowing stakeholders to quickly review and analyze information. This accessibility ensures that the decisions are based on the most current data, enhances the trial responsiveness as well as its accuracy. Point three, streamline data collection. Simplifying and expediting the data capture process is a significant advantage of any EDC system, and automated data collection methods reduce the manual errors and helps in saving time, which allows the research teams to focus on more critical tasks in terms of trial success. This efficiency in data collection contributes to a more organized and manageable workflow, enhancing the overall quality of the trial. Number four, which is on patient and investigator engagement. Well, participation, enhancing participation and communication is vital for successful clinical trials that we all know. User-friendly portals for patient and investigators improve the engagement and their satisfaction. Patients can easily access their information, while investigators can seamlessly manage their tasks, leading to higher engagement levels as well as a more collaborative trial environment. Point five, which is on accelerated study completion. Well, reducing timelines for study completion is a key objective that ED systems help achieve. Efficient data management and streamlined processes accelerate study timelines, enabling faster completion of trials. This not only benefits patients by bringing treatments to market sooner, but also helps to improve the overall efficiency and the cost effectiveness of the trials. Number six is on the improved data quality. So ensuring high data quality is, the most critical thing in any clinical trial, and validated this data is essential to maintain its integrity. ED systems implement robust validation rules and automated checks to enhance the integrity of data. This ensures that the data collected is accurate, reliable, and meets the highest quality standards, which is crucial for regulatory compliance as well as successful trial outcomes. Number seven, and the last point, is on enhanced data security. Well, protecting data integrity with robust security measures is a fundamental requirement for any clinical trial. Advanced security protocols in ED systems safeguard sensitive information against breaches and unauthorized access. Role based access management and other protection mechanisms maintain the trust of participants and ensure that the data privacy is upheld, which is vital for ethical conduct of clinical trials. So now we have discussed about the strategic, objectives that any study wishes to achieve, and how operationally, what are the levers that EDC can provide for achieving these goals for any clinical study. So now we'll move on to the next slide, where we will spend a couple of minutes just going through each of the levers and understanding the benefits that they serve. The first one is subject and visit management. This helps to efficiently track and schedule subject visits with an integrated calendar and enrollment monitoring. This feature ensures adherence to study protocols and schedules, reducing the risk of missed appointments and protocol deviations. It allows for real-time tracking of subject progresses across a study and enables quick adjustments as and when needed. Template-based forms library is our second lever. With this functionality, study users can quickly create and manage study forms using reusable templates, ensuring the consistency and reducing the redundancy of effort. This feature allows for rapid study setup, minimizes the time as well as the effort required for study build. The use of predefined templates actually help in the data collection, improving the speed of data collection and making it standardized across different studies. Moving to the next slide. Here we speak about query management and customizable rules setup. This helps, query management helps to automate and manage data queries to ensure accuracy and integrity with real-time notifications and comprehensive tracking of all queries that have been raised and answered. Automated query generation and system edit checks help identify and resolve data discrepancies promptly, maintaining high data quality and reducing any of manual efforts. The second one, which is customizable rule setup, well, EDC users can tailor validation rules to meet specific study needs, ensuring data quality and compliance. Users can define custom validation checks and set up complex forms with multiple field level validation rules. This customization ensures that data entry is accurate and aligns with the study requirements. Moving to the next slide, please. So here we talk about interactive e-consent as well as direct data collection through eCRFs, eQuas, ePros, and eDiaries. Well, interactive e-consent helps to simplify the consent process with multimedia-enabled templates accessible on mobile devices, ensuring participants understand and engage with the study and really put their consent on something that they have thoroughly understood and have asked questions for as well. On the direct data collection process, well, ECRs, eQuas, ePros, and eDiaries ensure accurate and timely data capture, enhancing the overall data collection process. These tools enable time-sensitive data collection through easy-to-use interfaces, reducing the burden on patients as well as the clinicians and the participants. Next slide, please. So here we speak about safety oversight and intelligent metrics. So for safety oversights, users can monitor and manage adverse events and protocol deviations in real time, ensuring immediate awareness and response. This feature provides comprehensive reporting and risk management, facilitating proactive safety measures and enhancing trial integrity. Intelligent metrics, well, utilizing real-time metrics and customizable reports for tracking clinical trial performance, making data-driven decisions easier is one of the key facets of having a digital system on board. Pre-configured dashboards offer real-time tracking and visualization of clinical trial metrics, enabling quicker insights and informed decision making is definitely a winning solution and a winning proposition for any trial setup. Going to the next slide, please. So here we have the final two levers, one of which is the integration with wearables. Well, definitely seamlessly integrating with wearable devices enhances the patient monitoring and improves the data accuracy. Automated data capture from health devices reduces the manual data entry errors and overall improves the data quality, streamlining the data management process in the clinical trials. And finally, having investigator and patient portals offer a comprehensive solution for managing clinical trial data. Investigators can efficiently handle ECRFs and essential documentation, ensuring that all necessary information is organized and accessible by all site stakeholders. Communication through these portals is streamlined, allowing seamless interaction with all stakeholders involved in the trial. And additionally, patients who are participating in that particular trial can be provided with consent forms as well as educational materials through these through the patient portal that helps in fostering a better understanding of their participation as well as enhances the overall engagement in a patient centric clinical trial process. Okay, so with that, we come to the end of our deep dive for each of the features that enable a winning formula for clinical studies. We now move to the next slide, please. So this slide, we present before you a bias checklist for purchasing an EDC solution. Well, Cloudbyz definitely understands that evaluating EDC systems can be a challenging task for sponsor teams. To help you make an informed decision, we have curated a bias checklist of essential features that you should be looking out for whenever you're out in the market, trying to buy your next EDC system. So once we share this slide deck with you, it will have a link to this particular bias checklist, which you can go to and feel free to use it as and when you're purchasing your next EDC system. Okay, so with that, we come to the end of our industry analysis and we will move to the next slide, which introduces Cloudbyz EDC. So, well, Cloudbyz EDC is our clinical data management platform, which has been designed and crafted to streamline data management across the clinical trial conduct process. Our system ensures greater operational efficiency, faster study conduct, and reduces the cost of your trials. Cloudbyz EDC is a user-friendly cloud-based solution which is designed to efficiently store, analyze, and manage data while meeting essential regulatory compliances like FDA 21 CFR Part 11, GCP, GAM5 HIPAA, as well as the EU GDPR. On the right-hand side of your screen, we provide you with a product wheel that gives you, the feature list of Cloudbyz EDC. The very outer rim helps you understand what are the features that we provide you as part of Cloudbyz EDC. And finally, how do we help in data management across all stakeholders involved in a trial, starting from the patient, then the investigator, as well as the sponsor stakeholders. Okay, so with that, we come to the end of our presentation, and I will now hand it over to Ved, who will take you through a live demo of our product. Thank you.
Thanks, Tunay. Thanks, Pooja, for the wonderful presentation so far. So, hey, everyone, welcome. So glad to have you on the call today, on our webinar today. So, for this demo, we'll go over the following items. We will have a quick look at some of the patient enrollment information tracking through patient recruitment metrics and study participation status dashboard that I'm going to walk you through in a couple of minutes. We will then move over to EDC to have a quick look at the study setup and form setup. And then we will have a look at the data review process as a CRA. Now, let's start with the patient enrollment information tracking. What you see on the screen is dashboard, which is out of the box for patient recruitment metrics. This powerful dashboard provides a real-time overview of patient enrollment and participation status across various studies, which is crucial for any sponsor or CRO managing clinical trial effectively. Now, first report that you see is patient enrollment tracking by study. We can see how each study is progressing in terms of patient enrollment. This allows a sponsor or a CRO to quickly identify which studies are on track and which may need additional recruitment efforts or resources. Subject statuses by site breaks down the subject statuses across different sites such as screening, enrollment, randomization. It helps in monitoring the performance of each site, enabling targeted interventions to ensure recruitment goals are met as per expectations. We also see planned versus actual enrollment by month. We're basically comparing the planned over time, which helps in analyzing effectiveness of recruitment strategies that you might have defined, and helps in making necessary adjustments to stay aligned with study timelines. Similarly, enrollment projections is forecasting future enrollment trends, which is very vital for resource planning. This chart helps, as a sponsor or CRO, you can anticipate the future needs and allocate resources more effectively to maintain smooth trial operations. That being said, again, this is configurable. This is out of the box, but you can always add reports or dashboards that you want to see. And the system is very easy if you ever need to use and configure new reports. Let's move to the next dashboard. Study participation statuses. Now, this dashboard provides an in-depth view of study participation statuses, offering valuable insights in managing the progress and challenges within the clinical trial. Let's look at some of the reports. The first report on the left you see here is number of successful screen per study. We can see how effectively each study is moving patients through screening phase. This is crucial for ensuring a smooth recruitment process. On the right, you see the number of screen fails per study chart, which helps us understand where our screening process might be falling short, allowing us to refine our criteria and improve recruitment quality. In the study participation statuses by study, we get a detailed view of patient statuses across different stages such as booked, no-show, screen pass. This helps us identify and address bottlenecks in patient participation. Let me scroll down. The number of no-shows, for example, again, these are examples of report, right? As I mentioned, this is configurable. You can have your own set of reports and dashboard. But this report talks about the no-show rates for each study, enabling us to implement strategies to reduce dropout and enhance patient recruitment. Now, as we have seen the patient recruitment metrics and study participation dashboard, which provides crucial insights into progress and challenges of patient recruitment and participation. These insights are instrumental in making data-driven decisions to optimize our clinical trial. That being said, let me quickly switch to EDC. And as I mentioned, right, collecting and analyzing the patient recruitment data is just one part of the process, which is crucial. But the next critical step is to ensure that our EDC, electronic data capture system, is set up correctly to facilitate the efficient data management throughout the study. So let's look at the EDC dashboard. So now you will see a different set of reports, which is more EDC specific. Let me show how simple a study setup is. So with the list view, I can view my clinical study by different category, like study statuses, therapeutic areas, phase, region. As you can see, these are different list views that we have pre-configured. Again, I would like to emphasize the system is highly configurable, so you can always pick and choose or add your own list views. What you see on the screen is a Kanban view for clinical studies sorted by therapeutic areas. So you can always sort out your studies as per which therapeutic areas they belong to. Adding a new study is as simple as clicking new and entering the study details. The fields and sections you see here can be updated based on your requirements, and these are just suggested fields. We can see which fields are mandatory, for example, the name in this case, and we can also set up parenting and dependencies. So for the purpose of this demo, we're going to select a existing study that we have already created. Let me move to that. All right, so we are in a clinical study page called Map NHL MM. Now you see some of the key details on the top, which is our compact layout, excuse me. And below you see a visual ribbon, which tells us which stage this study is in right now, which is enrolling. We can have different workflows, notifications enabled for each stage as the study progresses. Below the sub-tab, you see some of the even more key information about the study, detail how some of the high-level information about the study, And again, the fields that you see are configurable, so you can capture different details that you would like to see captured within the study within your EDC. Let me quickly move here. So teams include study team, the setup of which helps to dictate what users have access to that study data that's being collected. Planning includes a visit plan, the study arms, protocol tracking, and region, if that's applicable to your use case. The visit plan captures the schedule of procedures or assessment performed for each subject over the course of study. There can be multiple visit plans for different study arms, various versions to accommodate protocol amendments as well. I'll quickly open up a visit plan. In a matrix, as you can see, we can directly mirror the schedule of events from your protocol by adding all the visits and procedures and indicating at which visit these procedures apply. Can also see the visits, procedures, and tasks as a separate subtabs. And from the matrix view, I can easily add a visit or a procedure, as you can see here, and a task, or can choose from my standard visit, procedure, or task to add. Now, let's look at the study data. Let me move to the next tab. So the default view of our study data, as you can see here on the left, on the top, you see toggle. You can toggle between subject statuses or data statuses. With my current permission as an admin, on the left side, I can see all the sites that are collecting data for the study. Now, those with the access to only see specific sites information can have a restricted view. That means you might only want to show a certain site, for example, just this site, to a certain role or a user. That can be set up. When I expand my site and my subject, the default view is a tree view, but we can also look at the list view or the matrix view. Coming back to my list view. So expanding the site can show you all the subject records. Expanding subject record even further, I can see the subject visit coming along with their ECRFs and forms. Just give me 1 second. Yes. So expanding the subject shows me visits and forms. Expanding the visits shows me all the visit that has been set up. So ideally there would be more, but for this demo, we've just set up 1 visit. And then I can see all the ECRs and forms that's being completed or being filled right now. So let's look at the study setup. Now, this has been the study data, but one of the key functionality which puts our EDC up there is the study setup. Let me move to that. So as I was saying, study setup is the core of Cloudbyz EDC and contains all the required form building components like permissions, rules, data variables, and more. We have different types of form builders to use. You see on the left, on the first tab, we have an ECRF builder, which is used to build forms that are for capturing the data from visit-based procedures and assessments like vital signs or physical examination, which will need to link to our visit plan. The form builder is used to build forms like adverse events, protocol deviation, medical history. These forms are not required to be linked to a specific visit, as well as we have e-consent, pre-screen builder, ECOA builder, etc. Functionality between all these builders is very similar. Let's look at the ECRF builder. So when I start to build a form of any type, I have multiple options. I can either start from the scratch and build a custom form, which I'm going to show you right here, or I can import it from my forms library. Now, let me click on this import option. As you can see from my library, I have these ECRF linked to this object. I can always click on one of them and then filter out which fields or sections I want to import with this form into the new ECRF that I want to create. So import is one of the options, but I can also create a form from the scratch. When I click on the add ECRF, I will not now start creating an ECRF from the very front. Now I can add sections and then add fields. Now this is where you can name your section, you can name your field. We can select from multiple response type. We have 25 plus response type to select from. Let me give an example of pick list in this case. Now for responses to this field type, I can either create my custom responses or I can choose from a standard response set library that is already pre-built in the system. So as you can see, a lot of things in the system is template driven. That means if you have a standard set of response list, we can have that in the system and you can select from that response type itself. You can set some functions, which is crucial for this field if it's required, if you have to track reasons for any changes, if you have to build rules for this field, if there's any successor field. We have a lot of functions that can be chosen as per the requirement. Data variables can be provided. You can, as I selected a rule option, now I can add some rules. In this case, I can provide field permissions. So based on the roles, I can provide the study coordinator has an access to read or edit this particular field, or basically no access, and then I can define that within this field itself. So it can be defined at field level, section level, form level, etc. You can also preview the form as different roles, and we also support form versioning as well. I do have a already created form to have a quick look for you guys. So vital signs is something that I'm showing you right now. You can see the section, you can see the different fields that we have set up. So within the blood pressure, within the DBP, I can see what functions I have selected for this particular field. When I scroll down, I wanted to show you guys a rule where the DBP range has to be between 60 to 90. Otherwise, it will issue a bypass. So I can set such formulas, such rules, and then action based on that rule. So as if, so the action that I've mentioned here is that if the range is missing, I can send this message out. The value entered is outside of the expected range. Please correct or confirm. Again, this is very customized, configurable. So this is one of the examples of rules that we can set up. Moving along, I wanted to also show you guys the forms library, which at system level, you have an ability to create a form template once. And as I was showing in the import functionality, it can be imported to any study, and it can be used to make study specific updates if required, saving you a lot of times, including the setup time. So as you see, the system comes with this pre-built forms library, and you can also import your own templates, as I mentioned. Now, I quickly wanted to take your attention to the site portal. Now, sponsors and CROs can empower site staff by providing access to the EDC through the site portal. This allows them to efficiently manage studies, subjects, and other tasks using our integrated modules. The key metrics such as subject enrollment numbers and adverse events are easily accessible on the homepage, providing a clear snapshot of study progress. As always, access to specific studies is based on the roles and permissions that has been defined, and it is controlled very carefully. Now, this is a data entry view for a site staff, and once the data entry is completed, the data managers and the clinical research associates, the CRAs, are promptly notified to review the data, ensuring the swift and accurate data management. Now, I would like to switch back to the internal view and then take your focus to the data review process. So, as a data manager, I did like to receive an immediate notification that a subject visit or an ECRF is ready for review. From the site, I can view all the subjects that, as you can see, I'm in the site called Welland General Hospital, and I can see all the subjects that has filled the data or is yet to be filled. I can drill down into a subject, into a visit, into visit 1. And I can see this vital sign form is in progress. Let me move to a different subject. Let me go to visit 1. Oops. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, just give me 1 second to load. Yes, so as you can see, these responses have been filled in from the side. Now, as a data reviewer or data manager, I can mark these questions as data reviewed and source data verified as well. So for this demo, I have enabled my DM user to mark fields as source data verified as well, allowing us to proceed if I need to move this to a log status. If I see something unusual or need any clarification, I can issue a query as well with specific details. I can click on this query button. I can add a query. And I can assign a priority. I can assign it to a role or a user. I can define that user, or let me select a role at this point. Yes. And then I can define a category of this query, and then I can enter a query. Now, once this query has been entered, the site portal user or site coordinator will get this query to resolve. So we can have a back and forth. And then once the query is resolved, I can mark the field as data reviewed and source data verified. Now, when I mark all the fields as reviewed in SDV, it is soft logged, meaning, as you can see, the data can only be resolved. And so once it's logged, I can proceed to the other fields. Apologies. Okay. So finally, once all the queries are resolved and all the data is thoroughly reviewed, the principal investigator is notified to provide their electronic signatures on the subject record, visit, or forms. Our signature feature complies with FDA 21 CFR Part 11 compliant requirements. Once signed, data is hard locked and cannot be altered, ensuring the highest level of data integrity and compliance. Okay, so this brings me to a very brief demo of our EDC. I would be honest that we have barely scratched the surface. In this demo, we have seen how the Cloudbyz comprehensive EDC can transform clinical trial management. We looked at the patient recruitment metrics, where we showed how the real-time insights can help to keep enrollment on track. We have looked at the study setup. We showed how simple and flexible setup is to meet study-specific needs. We showed data collection and review, how efficient, compliant the process is from data entry to final review. And finally, I would like to emphasize that the Cloudbyz EDC platform enhances efficiency, ensures compliance, and support data-driven decision-making, ultimately improving the success of your clinical trial.
Alrighty, so as we approach the conclusion of today's webinar, I want to extend my sincere thanks to our speakers and all of you for your active participation. Before we wrap up, remember to look out for a follow-up email containing the webinar recording, additional resources, and ways to stay connected with the community. And also keep an eye on our website for updates on future webinars and events. For more information, you can contact us at info@cloudbyz.com for setting up any demo request. Thank you once again for being a part of this insightful journey. Until next time, thank you so much for joining us today.